Down to 7 Pacific. What you out there? Yes, clear. Loud and clear.
Friendly fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
What?
I don't know. We'll cut this whole thing. Welcome back to the Friendly Fire podcast. I don't know. I was trying to say that he was racist on his own. I don't know. But I will cut that. And we'll keep it moving. But here's the thing. I had something happen today. So we take our dog every morning and every evening for a walk. And we have this little bag. It's like a little fanny pack, right? And inside of it, we keep... we have dog treats, and then we have the bag we have like a little bone. It's like a container. It's a bone, and inside it you hold the dog bags for poop. Yeah, it's like it's like a poop bag. It's where we keep the poop bags. Okay. And then there's also a taser. And Ariel keeps the taser because she's always afraid that a dog is going to attack Hazel, and she'll need to tase a dog.
Just going to tase the dog,
right? Okay. That's the thought. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never take the bag. When I'm taking Hazel by myself, I go,
man.
I'm going to walk the dog. Worst case scenario, I put my finger up a dog's ass to get her off Hazel. That's the...
Hold up. What?
That's how you do that.
What are you talking about?
That's how you get a dog. If a dog's biting, like, you know how like pit bulls will lock onto something? You're supposed to shove your finger in them.
What, dude?
What? That's how you get them out.
Are you making this up?
No, there's videos. I don't look up the videos, but there are videos.
No. Is this like a thing, or is this based on like your research?
No. No. Listen, every time,
how effective it is to shove your fingers in a pit bull's ass.
Lick your finger first.
Yeah. Every time they're biting me, I go,
oh my God, they're getting her.
Dude, it's what you're supposed to do.
You're gonna dry finger a pit
Dogs
bull?
have prostates too.
No.
No. That was a joke. But that's what you're supposed to do. I'm almost Google dog finger.
I guess
how to get a dog to drop.
Don't Google it. I believe you. I believe you just so that we don't have to Google that.
No, you do. It's how to get a dog to stop biting, or like how to get a dog to release its jaws.
I cannot
to release its jaws. Stop biting is going to be like a trainer. To release its bite. Yeah. And then it's like
so many other options right here.
Can you put what to do? Okay.
How do you get see, but if there's no collar release, they hit the dog with an object in a sensitive area. None of these mention
Google finger in the butt. Google finger in the butt.
You don't have to Google
it. Can you Google it?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now.
I'd appreciate it.
I'll go on.
I don't know. These are just like.
Can you? Don't
look up can you, because you obviously can finger the dog if you need to. But
putting a finger in a dog's butt cause them,
dude, this is crazy,
to release their bite.
I mean,
it's 2 fingers.
I don't think I'm arguing whether or not it would or would not distract the dog.
Okay. I guess AI.
What's AI say about it?
Putting a finger in a dog's anus is not recommended or reliable for them to release a bite. It's not a guaranteed release mechanism. While some antidotes reports suggest it might startle a dog into releasing. It's not consistently effective method. It's a risk of injury. Attempting to interfere physically with a biting dog in a sensitive area like the anus is dangerous and can lead to the dog redirecting its aggression towards you. And then it potential for increasing the aggression.
Yeah,
you shove a finger in my ass, dude. And I'm not happy about it.
Like, here's the thing. Imagine, like, let's take dogs out of it. You're fighting somebody, and his buddy is trying to get you're winning, and he's trying to get you off of his buddy, and he shoves his fingers into your ass. It's going to get you to stop fighting his friend. It's going to immediately make you start fighting him. Yeah, so this is not a good thing. I'm glad that we all learned this together, because you would have just, it seemed almost, you said it as if you were like waiting for it to happen. You're like, worst case scenario, I have to.
That's what I always thought I was going to do.
No, I think you should maybe find a different way.
I've read. Okay, I need to stop holding up my 2 fingers when I'm talking about.
Yeah, you keep holding up 2.
That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was planning on doing every time.
Male dog, female
dog. Yeah. That's what I always thought. I've seen shows where they talk about it.
Well, those shows are outdated, man.
Caesar
No, don't bring Caesar Milan into this.
Caesar Milan
There's
says
zero
to do
chance-
this.
There's zero chance that Caesar
Google
Milan
Caesar Milan
fingers
fingers the dog. I mean, there's
Google-
gotta be something
There's no
pops
way
up.
the dog whisperer.
You want to
Caesar Milan the
just
dog whisperer.
right in the butthole?
I don't think that's.
There's so many. Where this is a okay, there's no way that this is not just a me thing. This is a colloquialism at minimum.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
The fact that people.
Here's the thing. I don't think that you made this up on your own. I don't think this is a product of Josh's mind, but I think it's funny. It's like it's one of those things that you heard once and then you never thought about it again.
Okay. Well, I don't like the fact that I'm on Quora, which is like that thing where you can ask her questions, and it's just one of them is what happens if a pit bull got a finger stuck in its ass.
A finger stuck in its ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Yeah, I think there's better ways. I am curious what the rest of your story is so that we can stop talking about fingering dogs.
Well, sorry that was misinformation.
I'm sorry that you don't get to finger any dogs anymore.
Listen,
you're gonna have to find a new way.
For the record, it was gonna be a defense mechanism.
Sure.
I wasn't gonna go on the offensive. I wasn't launching an offensive attack on my neighbor's dogs.
Josh is like, fine, I won't finger the dogs. I'll grab their cock and balls.
Yeah, I also heard if you suck them off, it No, okay. So anyways, back to the point.
Okay.
We have the taser in this bag in case a dog attacks Hazel. She wants to be able to get it off. Now, I always thought I was going to put a finger in the dog's butt. Turns out that's not a good thing.
Right.
I got to rethink my strategy. Maybe I start carrying the taser. Pepper spray? That's more manly. But then I could hurt Hazel.
Yeah.
I like taser because I think it'd be like, zzz. But anyways, sorry, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So in this bag, right? She always yells at me because she goes, if there's ever a dog that attacks Hazel, you're not going to have any way to get him out. And now my thought was always just fucking, scoop it in there. They'll release because I've heard on videos. Facebook. It was Facebook where I saw this. There was a pit bull.
The best place for information.
A pit bull was latched onto another dog and it was some guy came up there and fingered it and dropped it right away. And everybody was in the comments was like, that's what you do.
Okay.
I remember now. So anyways,
By the way, Josh took a scuba pre-workout like minutes before starting this podcast, so I apologize on behalf of him.
Okay, so anyways, so I go to do this walk, and I finally today I go, okay, I'm just gonna grab that bag, okay? Because normally I just grab a dog bag from the bag. I just grab like a poop bag, walk with her, and I go, whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna bring this whole fucking fanny pack. We're walking and there's a group of there's like a bunch of dudes who are like doing construction on like a corner house, and they're like a bunch of Mexican dudes who are like on their lunch break. And Hazel walks into that room. They're just sitting underneath this tree, and Hazel walks into the yard kind of halfway through and poops there. And then I go to grab a bag out from the bag, and there's no bag in the bag.
Fuck.
So I'm like sitting there watching, and then there's like 7 dudes staring at me.
Who
are in the yard, who are working in the yard, and just watch my dog shit, and I don't have a bag. So then,
you have no way of going, hey, fellas.
At
least you assume that you don't have.
Mi español es más o menos. But I go like, so then I go fuck, and then one of the guys goes, he was like, hey, you gonna grab that? And then I went, yeah. I was like, I don't have a bag. And then he goes, you got pockets, don't you? And it gets a huge pop. The boys love that bit, and I go, don't like that.
Pretty good bit.
Didn't like that, so I smiled and I went, I was like, you guys are on lunch. I thought you were gonna eat it.
Bombs.
Full fucking bombs, and they get mad. The guy went, you think I eat shit? And then I went, no. No, it was like I was just trying to like have a quick back and forth. Like I didn't know. And then he was like, no, do you think I eat shit? He like stood up and he was like, are you saying I eat shit? And then I was like, no, I was just trying to make a joke.
You're
and
like,
he was
I
like,
have a taser.
No, yeah.
Just immediately like, hey, what? Fumbling through a fanny pack. Like, hey, watch out.
Watch out. Yeah. Oh, they throw out I throw the tennis ball. She takes off one direction. I throw the fucking dog treat. She goes back. But then the whole thing like escalated like out of nowhere. Like the guy was just like, no, what the fuck do you mean? You think I eat shit? And I was like, no, I was just trying to make a joke. And then I was like, and then he was like kind of like getting aggressive, and he was like walking over. He's like, no, say I eat shit. And I was like, dude, relax. And he's like, relax? You just told me I fucking eat shit. And I was like, dude, I was like, I'm gonna keep walking. He goes, no, you're gonna pick up that fucking dog shit. And I went, yeah, I'll be back. And then he was like, yeah, we'll fucking see about that, which was like a funny threat because I was like, all right, I mean, whatever.
We'll see about that. We'll see if you come back to be a responsible neighbor.
Yeah. And then I just had to do my walk, having full flight or fight. And I kept like looking over my shoulder, and I kept doing like nobody. I was just like, oh. By the way, of course I blame Ariel too. I text her and I go, the one fucking time I take the fucking bag, you don't have new dog bags in it. That's crazy. And then the whole time I'm just thinking like I should have fucking whatever, blah 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 blah.
You could have fought that guy. Classic Josh thought.
But no, there was too many. I mean, also
you'd have gotten stomped out.
Yeah,
bro.
He's the Mexican.
They're also
land worker.
construction
Yeah,
workers.
he's
They're strong as fuck.
Yeah, and he's probably a boxer. I mean, these dudes. And so the Mexican guy's laughing. That was an okay joke. And then
He probably is a boxer.
yeah, he probably is. He's probably trying to feed his family by landscaping and not eating the dog shit, by the way. He could have fed his family with that. Okay, come on. Come on. What are you doing? And, but anyways, yeah, construction in parentheses. Yeah, he's like a fucking cartel. But long story short, I have that whole interaction. And then I just have to walk back up 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, do the right thing.
Back.
Do the right thing. I go, what's going on, fellas? And then none of them said anything. I just like picked up the poop and left.
Damn, dude. It's crazy how many like almost confrontations you get in walking your dog. This is only
like
number
second.
like 2 or 3,
Yeah.
but like that seems like an awful lot. The first one was just a weird lady, but like
Yeah, this lady with dementia, that was crazy.
yeah.
This one lady with dementia was like telling me that my dog was too skinny.
And let me be clear. I love Hazel. Hazel is not too thin.
Yeah, she was like,
If anything, she's on
like
the other end of the spectrum.
yeah, she's a little thick girl. Yeah, some like
This is a
80-year-old
crazy
lady came up
lady.
to me and was like, she was clearly in like a dementia fit, but she was just like, why are you? She was like, she's so skinny. And I was like, yeah, we're trying to keep her in shape, you know.
Yeah, she won't eat her shit. That's
Yeah.
why. I keep trying to feed her shit, and
Yeah,
instead I just have to give it to the fucking construction workers next door.
And so she comes up and yeah, she does that whole thing. She's like, yeah, she's so skinny. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, we're trying to keep her in shape or whatever. And she was like, no, she's like really skinny. And I was like, yeah, she is. And she was like, what are you feeding her? And I was like, I don't know, like kibble. And she goes, you need to feed her more. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah, I'm just like trying to keep the conversation. And then she goes, what house do you live at? And then I was like, what? And then she was like, what house do you live at? I want to make sure that you guys are feeding her. I'm going to like check. And I was like, you're out of your fucking mind, lady.
You're gonna check
like
on
she
her?
was like going to come in and check in on my dog. That was forever ago last summer. But that was such an odd.
It's just weird.
And then I had a homeless guy. This is forever ago. This is in San Diego. A homeless guy tried to pet her. He asked if he could pet my dog. And I was like, fucking no. You touch my dog, I'll fucking freak out. That's crazy.
That's a little crazy on your part, I think.
Would you let a homeless person pet your dog?
No.
No.
Depends what level. Are we talking expert level homeless, or are we talking like
He's on hard mode.
you're talking like still has a JBL speaker in his backpack homeless?
He was JBL speaker, but homeless.
Then yeah, I would let yeah.
But he was still dirty.
Yeah, but so
Like
is your,
grossy
so is your
hair.
dog. And so is like I don't know. I don't think that I would be like, fuck no. Like I also just don't think I would have it in me to tell a person no, they can't pet my like obviously friendly dog. Like just because I think they would go, oh, is it because I'm a homeless person?
Yeah, and I'd go, yeah.
But
Yeah, the same
Yeah, I
reason
don't
that you
know.
can't fucking come hang out at my house.
well, that's a little different. That's not the same.
Imagine, would you want a homeless guy rubbing his fucking hands all over you?
All over me? No, but I wouldn't want you rubbing your hands all over me either.
Depends context.
It doesn't.
What if you were being a good boy?
Well, now I hadn't thought about that. If I was being an extra good boy and you wanted to rub my freshly shaved head, I think maybe I would let you.
Yeah.
But that's the only context in which I would let you do that. I guess. I mean, I see what you're saying.
That's insane.
I understand your thought process, but the response seems extreme.
I didn't say it like that to him.
Yeah, he was just
wasn't
like, oh no.
I was like, yeah, basically, which is almost worse.
He was trying to be nice. She's like, no, you can't do that.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Can't do that. Yeah, I guess. I mean, in San Diego, the homeless people are pretty bad. I was in Wisconsin this last weekend, and there we saw one homeless person, and one of the waitresses at the club was talking about how, like, she told us this story about seeing a homeless person in the parking lot, and you would think that she was telling us a story about seeing Bigfoot try to come to the open mic night. Like, it was like, she was like, no, one time there was a homeless guy out here and we all stayed in the club for like an extra hour until he left. And I was like, you guys don't have a lot of homeless people out here, do you? And she was like, no. And he was like one of the scary ones. And I was like, I don't even want to know what that means in Wisconsin. I don't want to know what one of the scary ones looks like. But like, it was just a thing of just like, oh, when you like don't have homeless people around all the time, you really are like, they're so spooky. They're like, one time he slept on the steps of the club, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, I don't know.
No, I think that they don't have homeless in Wisconsin because they have winter.
Yeah, for sure. Like where do those guys go?
Yeah, how much meth do you have to smoke to stay awake and like warm enough?
I don't even know if being awake is the problem. I think it's just
warm.
like, yeah, how do you even stay?
Does meth make you? Do drugs change your core body temperature?
I'm sure they do. I definitely know they change your sensitivity, like how much you feel. Like, you ever seen a drunk person in the middle of the winter with his shirt off?
Yeah.
You ever see like an Eagles fan at a game with his shirt off? That guy's just fucked up.
Yeah. I wonder.
Yeah, look, this one, amphetamine makes you feel warm. Yeah. Or like when you take Molly and you pop a Molly, I'm sweating.
I'm popping Molly, I'm sweating. Woo.
Yeah, dude. When I was on the plane to Wisconsin, I was sitting in the very back row, and there was this girl walking down the aisle. It's like attractive and like yoga stuff.
This podcast is brought to you guys by Turtle Supplements.
Turtle Supplements, TRTL. I mean, is there anything better than taking a good shit in the morning?
Honestly, name one thing.
Heroin.
That's a good. Have you ever done a good? Have you ever pooped while you're on heroin?
No, you don't get good poops on heroin. And if you are on, I don't know if we. If you are on heroin, you're going, my poops are bad. TRTL supplements might be able to help you.
Dude, honestly, recently I've been using this supplement called Turtle, and I've never shit better in my life. It's like clockwork. I make my morning coffee, do my poop and jerk, and I shit like a king.
You think your cum comes out easy. You should feel how easy your poop comes out. Haven't been in an office job in a while for me and Josh. But I've heard that the 2 p.m. shit right after lunch is really, if you want your shits to be awesome, you got to try out TRTL supplements. It's a fiber supplement that will help you shit. I actually could maybe use this.
Yeah, well, here's the good thing. They sent us a box of it. I've been taking it. I've been taking big. You think your poops and you poop and jerks are good now?
Poop and jukes.
Imagine when you're on Turtle. And you know what? I'll do even one better. If you guys want 10% off for your first order of the Turtle supplement, you guys can go over to trtl.store to get your first bottle of Turtle and use promo code FriendlyFire and let them know that we sent you and get 10% off of your first purchase. Again,
10% off. It's psyllium husk fiber capsules,
which is things that we both know what that is.
I actually do know what that is. It does help you shit, and if you don't like them, they will fully refund you. You don't have to send anything back. You don't have to go to the UPS store and argue with people and get in a fight in the parking lot. You don't have to do any of that. They'll just fully refund you.
And you can't. And they'll go over there, guys. It's our first sponsor for the podcast.
TRTL.store.
And promo code FriendlyFire at checkout. Turtlehead on your own terms. See site for more details. And back to the mother
friggin'
fucking podcast. You didn't have to include the free promo for the poop.
They're gonna like beautiful. She sat next to me, dude. For real, like level 10 BO. Like the worst smelling person, other than like a homeless person who like actually smells like shit and piss. Like it was great. Because she was so good looking and so stinky. It was crazy to me.
Now, does that do anything for you? Because I know you like armpit hair. I know you like.
Don't ask me these questions,
I know you
motherfucker.
like a little, I know you like a little bald head.
So here's the deal.
I know you like a man.
because she was attractive, it wasn't as
it's
gross.
like a pheromone.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing where I was just like, oh, girl. Like if it had been like a dude next to me or like an ugly girl or whatever. But it was still just pretty objective that it was like bad. Like it was really bad. Like I just don't understand how people don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
But whatever.
Was she in? Maybe she came from something.
It was like 7 a.m.
Like a yoga class, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I have that thing."
Oh
today.
fuck! Right, I have to fly across the country today. Fuck.
Yeah.
I almost missed it at my yoga class.
Ugh, I don't like the thought of BO to me is not. I mean, talk about. There's two things I realized. So you want to know one of the things that makes my tummy hurt about people, or something that I think is like super unattractive. That I think is it gives me like the ick, for lack of a better word. Is I don't like when people drink soda.
That's crazy.
Have I told you about this? Dude,
no,
it drives me up a fucking wall when I watch somebody like enjoy a soda.
Dude, this is an insane take.
No.
So like, yeah, okay.
No, it's gross.
Okay, cut it out real quick. I'm not saying you're not entitled to this take.
Okay.
But this is not a normal, like to be grossed out and turned off because somebody had a Diet Coke is an abnormal way to feel. That's crazy.
It might be abnormal. I think it should be considered abnormal to drink soda.
I mean, why? In what way? I mean, it's not good for you. That's pretty true. But
I think that's
neither
the
is
thought
like 3 scoops of pre-workout a day.
Yeah, at least I'm getting deer antler in me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That might be worse than a Dr. Pepper.
Here's what it is. It's like the whole thought just drives me
That's so refreshing.
You're gonna make a noise after you take a sip. It makes you burp. I also hate burping.
It does make you burp.
Those two things combined makes me go, what are we doing? I'd rather just drink something for efficiency. It's like,
dude, shut the fuck up.
So
I actually
serious.
don't even eat for pleasure. I just eat boiled chicken and eggs for sustenance. That's where you're at.
No.
You're basically saying there's no reason to drink anything other than water.
No, that's not true. I think there's plenty of reasons to drink other things.
What else would you drink?
I think you should drink. I think you can have alcohol.
Dude, what are you talking? Okay, you're saying that there's no reason to drink soda because you should only drink for sustenance, but then you immediately are like, it's totally fine to drink alcohol, which has no nutritional sustenance value in any way.
Studies show
what?
Studies show that a drink or two of alcohol a week can improve your mental health.
That can't be true.
It definitely can.
I mean, maybe if you're really suffering, you know,
you're gonna have a couple pops with the boys.
Yeah, of course, drinking helps your mental health if you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, and it's one of those things.
The current consensus is that drinking small amounts of alcohol is still not recommended. I mean, it's for the record, alcohol is legitimately poison.
Yeah, but so is soda. But at least you get an effect with the alcohol. At least it's cause and effect. You go, I take 3 drinks, I feel different. It's like at least there's a reason.
So
soda, it's like
soda is enjoyable,
but it's like just like don't.
But see, that's the thing.
I don't get it.
You know where we're at. You know where we're at in these conversations with you. You've reached level critical, where you form an opinion, you argue your opinion, and then you go, like, just don't. And it's like, what grounds? You're just like, I don't like it, so other people should. So you're saying if you were on a first date, I mean, imagine
I've had this happen.
Obviously, imagine a scenario where you're not dating the love of your life. You're
Okay.
on a date with a new girl.
Uh-huh.
She's smoking hot.
Yes.
She's like, let's be realistic, but let's up the numbers. Let's say
Okay,
she's
well, whoa. Okay, what the fuck was that?
I was gonna say she's an 8.5. Let's
Okay,
keep
well,
it real. Let's keep it
that's
real.
a little disrespectful.
No. Let's keep it real. Like, she's not a 10. Well, and I'm not saying this because of you. I'm saying this because I want to paint a
I
scenario.
mean, Jesus Christ.
Here's the
man.
deal. If you're sitting,
What the fuck was that?
that's not how I meant it. I'm trying to paint
Oh my God.
I'm trying to paint a scenario where you're like really, really attracted to this person, but she's not so attractive that you'll overlook anything. Does that make sense? Like if
Look at
you're-
how I look.
Like if
I'll
you're
overlook most things.
like, that's what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to put you in this scenario. I wanted to put you on a date with like a really attractive person, but not like a 10. Not like
Okay. Like, I wouldn't bend my moral compass.
Like if you're on, I don't want your moral compass to be flexible. I don't want you to be like, if Margot Robbie drank a Dr. Pepper in front of me, I would probably still fuck her. I'm talking about like
I would not fuck a lady, for the record. I want this to be
I'm a man first.
I
But
want
you
this to be on the record. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. This is true. I can call my old college roommate. This is a thing that happened in college. This girl that I was seeing was on her way. Have I not told you this story? She was on her way to come over to hang out. And we had been on like 3 or 4 dates. They all went well.
Mm-hmm.
She stopped on her way to get a Dr. Pepper and then came to my apartment and started drinking it. And it was like,
Was it
It was like
a
11
can, a bottle?
it was a bottle, and it was 11 a.m. And I went, what are you doing?
This is a tough thing for me to argue because I think the way you presented it initially was a bit extreme, but I do see a little bit of your point, which is that like I was at the airport. My flight back was a 6:30 a.m. flight, and then I was in Chicago on my connecting on my layover. So it's like 8 a.m. And there was a guy sitting eating food and drinking a Mountain Dew with it.
Yes.
And I was like, that's a problem.
No, execute him.
Maybe not execute him.
Put him down.
Maybe just teach him the benefits of like healthier food. As I
Yeah.
was eating McDonald's, by the way. But I had orange juice, which is normal. But here's the thing, though. Orange juice, not really all that much better. Juice is really not that good. I'm just drinking a cup of McDonald's sugar
Yeah.
and eating breakfast sandwiches. And then I'm like, look at this piece of shit drinking a Mountain Dew. But
Yeah.
I get your point. So when she got there and she was drinking it, is it like a legit turn? Like you're
100%.
literally like, that's gross?
Yeah. And I'll be vocal.
Really? You'll tell her.
But I'll be passive about it.
That's a
I'll be like,
healthy way to be.
Yeah, I'll go, oh.
11 a.m., huh?
Yeah. It's like how like my mom was acting like when my dad would like get caught like doing like fireball shooters.
Yeah.
At like 9 a.m. before church.
She'd be like, wow, you really need that right now, huh?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
that's what you need, huh?
Yeah, I guess I get it. I mean, I do think that
And it all stems from this. I'll tell you this story too. It's a little graphic, so I apologize for the listeners, but I was.
Wait, can I guess what it is?
Yes.
Can I guess that was this about a girl?
Yes.
She drank a lot of soda?
Yes.
And her pussy was kind of gross?
No.
Okay, damn. I was just trying to guess. Anyways.
I
keep
got like
going.
fizzes in my nose.
Yeah. You're right.
No, it was
Carbonation?
carbonation. And she goes, no, that's the chlamydia. And that just made my tummy hurt when I said
that
that.
was kinda gross.
And so no, I was again young, of age, and I was receiving fellatio.
Okay.
And the lady who was performing the fellatio stopped in the middle of the fellatio and refreshed with Dr. Pepper. And I went, what in the fuck was that? Are you joking?
That is,
Is that not a little icky?
I'm now understanding your point a lot more.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
Imagine you're like getting your dick, and then you're like,
And
you're in the
then
middle of it.
she
And she's like, 1
swigs
second.
back. Now is it
and you're like,
now is it worse if it's like one of those flavored Dr. Peppers too? Does that make it even worse?
No, I almost think that makes it. I think the original kind of makes me more mad.
Okay, now what about this? Because I'm starting to understand your point a little bit. Like if I hung out with a girl who just like pounded full sugar sodas all day, I would be like, okay, this is like, it wouldn't gross me out the way it does you, but I might be like, okay, this is kind of intense. Now a Diet Coke is a completely different thing to me. If somebody drinks Diet Cokes all the time, I'm like, yeah, you're just an adult who needs a little something.
You're a fraud.
How is that fraud? What does that mean? Explain what that means. I know you can't.
I
can tell by the look on your face.
No, you're a
that
fraud.
You can't. Fraudulent in what regards?
Be yourself. You're gonna do it. Do you want a Diet Coke or do you want a Coke?
Well,
Are you trying to lie to yourself and be like, this is it's like an alcoholic drinking NAs? It's like, well.
Okay, we have to separate these 2 points because I agree with the second one. I don't agree with. Some people enjoy the taste of Diet Coke more than Coke, which I find really interesting. You have a Diet Coke over there. Do you prefer Diet Coke?
A Diet Coke and a Zen is the best.
Wow.
At 8 in the morning.
And you know he's taking horrible shits by 9 a.m.
Dude, your stomach
Yeah,
has gotta be
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
It's, to me.
But what a Diet Coke is for adults is just, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't have a lot of treats. I don't have a lot of treats in my life. I have kids. I have a job. I have responsibilities. I can't drink. I can't have a drink. I can't do drugs. Well, not everybody can do drugs, but I mean like drugs. But it's people who are like, I need just a little treat. I need a Diet Coke. I personally pace my day out with little treats all day long. My first coffee in the morning is a treat and energy. This is a treat coffee. I got a late night. I got a midnight spot on a Wednesday. And this, you know what? I was like, that's cool. I'll get a iced honey latte in the afternoon. That'll be great.
That's a little pick me up.
It's a little pick me up. It's a
throughout
little
the
sweet
day.
treat.
Well, the good thing is I'm not trying to fuck you.
Yeah, that is good. That does help the cause.
Because otherwise,
but
actually, those little treats don't bother me.
But I think just like just being grossed out by somebody who drinks soda.
Yeah, just to me, it's like we're different fundamentally.
Now, I also we're fundamental. You're so much better than them.
I don't even think I think the word "better" is the right word. I think that's like not descriptive enough.
We just have like different values.
Yeah, like ethos,
different priorities.
Yeah, our ethos are set in different. Our trajectories are different.
Yeah. Now, I want to offer a
Ariel
theory around
drink
this.
soda once in a while, and I go,
but once in a while,
I go,
fine.
but don't do it in front of me.
That's a little extreme. But
I go like,
a
I mean,
woman
obviously
that you
she
love.
can, obviously she can.
But you prefer she does.
I don't say anything to her, but it does make my
It's
tummy
like
hurt.
she takes shits, but maybe just don't do it.
Yeah,
while
maybe
I'm
use
in the
the
room.
Febreze.
Yeah. Okay. So what now? This is tough. This is really interesting. I'm going to offer a theory that I'm thinking there could be a correlation with the type of women who do drink sodas all the time. Maybe it's not that just any woman that you might that you might be interested in, or just any woman in general, or any person in general who drinks sodas a lot are gross. But maybe it is the type of people who do drink. Like there is a type of person who drinks a Mountain Dew at 9 a.m.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think if you were to take the Venn diagram of like people who drink Mountain Dew at 9 a.m. and people who have said questionable sexual things about their sibling, like it's a pretty big, like if you took like people with an overbite, people who drink Mountain Dew at 9 a.m., there's a lot of overlap in this Venn diagram.
Yes.
So maybe it's more of a condition thing where the women that you've seen crack open, a Mountain Dew Code Red at 9 a.m. at community college are not the kind of women that you're attracted to.
That could be.
I think you've been conditioned.
But physically, I also think some of them are not. I feel like some of them are pretty physically attractive. I think that becomes this thing that offsets in my brain when I go, I didn't like that. The same way that, hey, and I'm not above it. I'm not without criticism myself. I'm sure somebody sees my gigantic fucking thighs and my ass.
I like how you're presenting this.
I compliment myself.
You just are complimenting yourself.
No. I'm sure that's,
as if there aren't anything that there's not anything that you do regularly that somebody could be like, I don't know if I
I'm
would really...
I'm almost 100% certain. I mean, without a doubt, I do things that people probably wouldn't find attractive. But
I mean,
I'm not trying to.
what about taking pre-workout recreationally?
The lifestyle.
It's a
lifestyle.
It's quite a lifestyle. At what point are you going to just start doing drugs, do you think?
I think I need to get back on stimulants.
Back?
Well, I took a lot of Vyvanse when I was in college.
Do you think that would help you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think I need. I think I should.
Can you imagine Josh on amphetamines? Frightening. Frightening.
I think I should, though.
I would love, just as an experiment, to see it happen.
I mean, you're already witnessing it right now.
Well, I know, but I mean like
right
real,
now.
like an amphetamine, not like one of
like
these
meth.
weird like offshoots. Like I want you on like 30 milligrams of Adderall every day.
Oh no, it makes my tummy hurt.
So you do Vyvanse.
Yeah, I like Vyvanse.
Okay. Well, I still want to keep the dose the same. I think 30 milligrams of Vyvanse a day. Pretty hefty dose.
That's a pretty. Pretty
hefty dose.
I get things done when I take pre-workout.
The amount of our peers who, if you're somebody who's not on stimulants, you're just like a normal person living your life, and you ever go, how do these people get so much done? Yeah. They're on drugs constantly.
Yeah.
That's how. Don't be discouraged when you see your peers accomplishing more, maybe at an office job, maybe in a creative. You go, how does this person make so many clips and do so many videos and all this stuff? They're on meth.
Drugs.
They're on amphetamine salts that have been packaged by a pharmaceutical company and prescribed to them by a doctor. But
falsely,
you never look at a homeless person and go, man, they're so skinny. How do they do it? You know how they do it. They're on drugs. They live outside. They're tan and they're skinny. You don't get jealous. Don't do it to your peers. Your peers who you go, wow, they're skinny and productive. How is that? They're on meth.
Yeah, they're also doing meth.
Do not compare yourself to them. It's okay. You could also be on meth if you wanted to be on amphetamine salts. You could be on it. You don't have to smoke it out of a pipe. You just have to go to a doctor and be like, sometimes when I'm thinking about stuff, I think about other stuff on accident. And they'll go, you should be on drugs.
How would you like to contribute to our to our health crisis?
How would you like to be on quite a bit of amphetamines every day?
Did you see the video of the dude running a marathon through North Korea?
No.
I said North Korea, so weird.
Why would they?
They did North Korea did like a open invitation for like a marathon. They had dude, it is.
Wait,
it looks like a video game about have you ever played Silent Hill?
No.
It looks like a video game where zombies are running around.
So why would North Korea have? What is their?
They wanted to do it as a general I don't know, an open invitation to kind of as a tour, because you can go to North Korea for tourism. They have sections where you can go. But dude, these dudes are it's crazy what he's running through a city that's built for 7 million people, and there's nobody. It's empty.
In North Korea, and what he saw.
I mean, look at these fucking. I don't know what this isn't.
That seems like a lot of people.
But there was. This isn't the video at all, but there was this guy who was running on TikTok. He documented the whole thing, and dude, he was just running through this huge city, and there's just a single row of people lined all the way around, they had put them there, they were trying to show that look at what we have. Because here's the thing. There's a video of a guy who secretly recorded everything in North Korea, and he wasn't supposed to. They didn't know that he was doing it. So he got and this isn't the same guy, but this is interesting. I mean, he's doing the same thing, I'm probably sure, but he had one of those little handheld cameras that are a little stick. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he was just getting footage. And dude, it's desolate. It's creepy.
I mean, even there's
creepy.
Not really any there than there.
If that was in Austin, you would see thousands of people in the courtyards and doing whatever. That blanket has smallpox on it, by the way.
Yeah. I just can't imagine going. I mean, this is one of those things. I said it before. When I listened to a true crime podcast, and then I went my podcast will never be successful because the amount of effort put into this video.
Yeah.
He went to North Korea.
And he didn't even break a mill.
He went to North Korea and ran a marathon.
Yeah.
And then I show up here and I go, you ever poop and jerk off at the same time? I go, why are we not receiving views?
I had a good poop and jerk today.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't done a P&J in a while.
It was nice because Ariel was out shopping. Dude, when she goes out shopping, I'll put a little fireplace going for the dog.
Yeah.
And I go into the room and I go, you sit
You
there.
put the fireplace on the TV?
For the dog.
That's so, you're like,
she's
it's like a kid with an iPad.
Well, I don't want her here.
Dude.
I don't want her to hear what's happening.
Why are you so audibly jerking off?
It's not, they have super hearing.
Which part do you not want her to hear, the pooping or the jerking?
Both at the same time.
But yeah. Jesus Christ.
I caught a nice one today, though, because I hadn't in forever. So that was nice.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I've been trying not to.
I will say, not living with a woman for a couple of years now, nothing stops you from jerking off.
All day.
Not all day.
Like seven fucking times a fucking day.
But like if I want to, there's never anything. And now that I live alone, there truly is nothing stopping me in the middle of whatever I'm doing in whichever room.
You ever do that though?
Of just what?
You ever just go fuck it?
Fuck it and what? Yeah.
Then you just
I don't have to say fuck it. I can do it.
You drop everything and just crank.
I could jerk off into my kitchen sink. Nobody would say a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of, I almost have too much freedom. Like freedom, it eventually comes full circle where you go, this is nice. You go, this is nice that I can just be naked in my living room. And then you're naked in your living room. You have your phone in your hand. You have your laptop open. You have your TV on. You're jerking off, but you're kind of not fully into it. And you go, at what point is freedom too much?
Yeah.
Freedom?
And I think if you add a Diet Coke into that mix, then I go.
Oh, I love a Diet Coke, dude. I love to crack a Diet Coke after I crack a fucking nut. Dude, a Diet Coke, a crispy Diet Coke is so goddamn good.
After a nut?
After a nut, before a nut, during a nut. I'd take a swig of a...
No, that's disrespectful.
I'll pop a Zen in the
God
middle of it,
did not
dude.
create us for this.
I don't want to argue spirituality with you too much, but God both created me, my ability to jerk off, and Diet Coke. So who's to say that I'm not
the Holy
supposed to
Trinity?
Who's to say I'm not supposed to go, my cock, Diet Coke, Zen, jerk? You know what I mean?
My
like,
cock, Diet Coke, Zen, Mia Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa doesn't do it for me.
Mia Khalifa started the war on terror in Afghanistan in 2020. Well, that got best out of in 1987 or something.
What are you talking about?
When we first had tension with Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, pretty not cool.
Yeah, I actually don't really know anything about. The more I get older, the more I realize I don't know shit about fucking shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I talked about this last episode, but I just started getting into the docu-series about like the war on Vietnam.
Wow.
And so now I'm just like trying to bring up Vietnam to people because I now have stuff to talk about.
You have a reference.
Where I'm just like, yeah, it was kind of like crazy what we used to do. And then like nobody wants to talk about Vietnam.
I would have been, dude, if I was in Vietnam, I would have been a tunnel rat. And my name would have been Charlie. And I would have, I just do if I was a girl.
If I was in Vietnam, that's your new thing. You just copy what Dillon does, but you go,
if I was in Vietnam.
If I was in Afghanistan in 2004, my name would be Sean, and I would be doing weird things with goats.
And I would have a machine gun.
I would have a machine gun. Dude, I'd be like,
have you seen his joke? Well, he doesn't do it on stage, but Dillon was talking to me about how if he got drafted, he'd still want to be a sniper. And to me, that is the funniest thing because he's like, being a man doesn't, like being gay doesn't over trump being a man. So like,
that's funny.
If I get drafted, I still want to do like the manliest job. Yeah. And I'm like, you have to do that as a bit. That's so fucking funny. That is very funny. To just be like, it's so still primal to be like, give me a fucking sniper rifle.
Listen, I might like sucking cock, but I also love destroying the enemy.
Yeah, I love I love accuracy from 1,500 meters.
The love I have for dick and balls will never overcome the love I have for this goddamn country.
What would you do if you went to Vietnam? What do you think you would have been?
I think I'd have been a real pussy about it. I think I would have been anti-war big time.
Smoking hash before patrol.
I would have been on heroin so hard, dude. So hard. I'd have been fucking Vietnamese ladies on heroin.
You're getting AIDS.
No, I don't think they had AIDS back then.
Doesn't Vietnam have like a real bad AIDS problem now?
Well, yeah, but I think this was like before the AIDS. The AIDS crisis happened in like the 80s, and this was like in the 60s. So
yeah, you're right.
I don't even think AIDS had been invented by the government yet.
Yeah, I don't think the CIA had created it yet.
No, the CIA hadn't done that yet. So I think I would have done everything I could to get out of the draft, something that I still plan on doing, and I'm documenting it now. I want you guys to know that if I'm ever going to jail, it's because I dodged the draft, and I think that's noble.
To commit a crime to get out of the draft. What if they just went send him instead of going to county, just send him to fucking boot camp?
That I would be pretty bummed.
My dad was one of those.
I would be a pretty big bitch about it all. I'd be being real sassy to people because
just try to steal a cop's gun.
You know what's crazy is like there really is like the worst thing that can happen is like mild assault. And then you get discharged, right? Like what happens if I went to boot camp and I was just being like a cunty little bitch about it?
I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. Nobody thinks about that. All you guys are like, we're trying to do our best. I'm going to do the push-ups. I'm going to fucking make my bed and stand up straight and all that. What if I was just like, do not wake me up this early. I'm fucking tired. Like eventually they'd just kick me out, right?
Yeah, they would kick you out.
And you get a dishonorable discharge, but all my discharges are dishonorable. Anyways, no, but like what would happen? Like truly, what is the?
I don't know. I never saw it. I mean, exactly. I feel like that has to happen.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure they probably secretly do stuff like fuck you up in silent.
Yeah.
They probably like pull you aside and like be like, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you. And then they probably beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Maybe not though. I don't know.
Then I can sue.
Then you can sue. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they would do.
I think they just kick you out.
But I think if there's a draft, they have a way to avoid it.
I mean,
they probably go, oh, you want to fuck around? Instead of having 3 months at boot camp, we're just gonna send you to Vietnam tomorrow.
Yeah, but then I just
die.
I just don't go.
Well, they always need bodies for something bad.
Yeah.
Like they might be honestly one of those things where they go, well, he was not competent when he was at boot camp. Make him be a fucking cook on the front lines. And then they like send you and now you're like the worst job in the worst place.
But like, I still have to get myself on the plane. I still have to show up to the flight.
You're right. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they would do. I really don't.
And on our next YouTube video.
Yeah, dude, we should, what we should
Matt joins the military and then doesn't do it, and then fucks around.
We should we should just stop doing this and then start doing YouTube videos.
This is like our version of going to North Korea to run a marathon.
Yeah.
It's just like you re-enlist, I enlist, and then your fight or flight will take over, your training will come in, and you'll just become like a pretty good soldier again. And I will just be kind of a little cunt about everything.
Pew pew pew.
I'll just
dude, your
shoot
Instagram,
a gun, I drop it. I'm like, fucking shit.
Your Instagram would be crazy if you were in the military.
Oh yeah, people think I was in the military all the time.
I know, it's the haircut,
it's
and
the
mustache and the tattoos.
Yeah, but little do they know, I'm way too big of a bitch. Speaking of the Middle East,
Mia Khalifa, we were talking about it earlier.
No. When I was at the airport. This is the thing that's been pissing me off. I don't even know if it's going to be that funny, but the person that did this to me was Middle Eastern.
One second, before we you know what somebody commented on our video a couple weeks ago, and it hurt my feelings, but then I don't know if I think it's like a nice thing, but I also think it was a bad thing. They went, you know what I like about this podcast? It's not a traditional like funny podcast. They were like, they tell stories and they're like not always funny. And I was like, I literally was like, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, yeah, no.
Well, so here's
for sure.
Here's the thing. For anybody who might be new and now you've made it, we're at 50 minutes. You're 50 minutes in. You've invested at the very least into this episode. And what this podcast is at its core is me and Josh are best friends. We never hang out.
Not anymore, no.
We never hang out. We really didn't that much even when we lived together. We
saw each other all the time.
We saw each other all the time. But like as comics, we don't do that much outside of comedy.
No.
You know, like the last time I saw you outside of it was game night. And then before that was like Derek and Sam's baby shower, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, so we see each other. And I mean, but like, you're kind of just watching two friends catch up with each other every week and just try to make it as funny as possible. So I have a story that I'm about to tell.
Yeah.
I don't have a punchline for it. It's not crazy, but in the moment it pissed me off and I went, I'm going to tell Josh about this.
Let's go.
It was just, I was walking through the airport and I thought, in my layover, I didn't have a lot of time and I was like, I'm going to stop, get some McDonald's and then go to my flight. So I walk up to the line at McDonald's and I have my headphones on and I see a lady come. We kind of step into the line. At the same time, I'm in front of her, but whatever. It's like a smaller woman. So I look at her and I go, oh, you can go. And then she walks ahead of me. And then for like 10 seconds, she's by herself. And then I see her turn around and go. And like 6 people from her family all get in front of me. And I've got like 30 minutes to make it to my flight.
That's an act of terrorism.
Bro,
that is a terrorist attack.
The TSA is not doing their job. They don't need to be at the front. They need to be in the line of McDonald's keeping that. I mean, it really was. It's not because she's Middle Eastern. If she had been white, black, Asian, it would have been terror. It was, she just happened to be Middle Eastern. It was just a part of the story.
They always find a way to get in. Fuck us up.
It was crazy. I was sitting there and I was literally like, I mean, if anybody had watched it, they watched me go, what the fuck? Like I have my headphones on too, so I can't hear. I was just kind of like, well, like, I was letting you go in front of me because I'm being polite. I'm being a gentleman. I'm being a goddamn American. I'm letting a lady go first. I'm being chivalrous, a thing that we don't have in our country. And you're inviting your entire fucking family to go in front of me.
It's like, dude, it's like a clown car. It's like,
it really was that. It was, dude, it was so infuriating.
That's insane.
And then they took fucking forever. There's only 2 people at the front taking orders. So it did extend me. I mean, it made me cut my flight kind of close.
Dude,
I almost had to eat my food on the plane, which I refuse to do. And if you eat food on the plane, unless you were just dying of hunger and you barely made it to the gate, if you bring your food on the plane and make me smell your fucking Chipotle while we're on this fucking, I hate you. I hate you so much. I would rather have the girl with BO next to me than smell your fucking chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. Dude, it pisses me off.
I think I was on a plane one time and a guy brought a whole pizza from Florida. He went from Florida to it was San Diego. He flew with the pizza for 6 hours in the overhead.
I had a guy one time.
And I'm like, just fucking don't bring that. Just have them eat the local pizza.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's like, it was like him being like, oh, it's our favorite spot. I go, no.
Also, Fort Lauderdale is not like known for pizza.
What are you bringing? You're bringing a fucking, I don't even know a pizza place down there. Like that's like even pizza district. I mean, it's like, I don't even, that's the only.
That's crazy.
It's like a local okay spot.
I had a guy on my plane one time who, this didn't piss me off, but he just had like a bag of groceries. Like he just had like a head of lettuce in a bag. And I was like, you couldn't just buy groceries when you got, like, is inflation where we're going that bad that you couldn't just, he didn't. It's not like
that almost feels like that almost feels, you know how they say you can't bring like, there's like certain things you can't, like
lithium batteries and shit?
No, there's like, what's like fertilizers and shit like that. Like you can't because there's also certain, motherfuck, I can't think agricultural stuff that can't cross lines because you can like fuck up. Like there's a big thing in Australia where when you do like military, when like the military goes into Australia, you can't use vehicles that aren't from Australia because they have snails that are like an invasive species that if they like go to other countries will like
fuck them up.
Ruin your ecosystem.
When I lived in Florida and worked at the UPS store, we had to be very strict about not sending citrus. So like if anybody had like oranges or whatever that they wanted to send from Florida, that we were not allowed to send any fruits or anything because same thing, it has like certain diseases and stuff that are contained to Florida. But if you sent it out somewhere else, you could spread the orange chlamydia.
Yeah, they're like, what do you got in those fucking mandarin oranges?
You got mangoes in there?
You got mangoes in there? Hey, they open up their shirt.
Open the box.
Instead of like all the watches, they have like a bunch of fruit. Allah Akbar. Just squeezing orange juice everywhere. I had something happen too. I had a full bomb I had a full bomb on a podcast that I want to talk about because it didn't deserve a full bomb. I did. Okay. There's so much backstory.
Great. I love that.
Ariel produces Dillon Carlino's Feeling Girly podcast, as everybody who listens might know. I don't know if they do. She produces that podcast. I'm on that podcast and I tell this story probably 2 weeks ago. Ariel, at one point, my girlfriend walks in and shows me a photo of some girl neck down and goes, "Doesn't this girl have a nice body?" And I was like, "Yeah, who is that?" And she went, "It's your cousin Gabby."
Hilarious.
Crazy. Okay.
Really funny.
Super crazy to do. Very funny. And then it was insane that she did that. Very funny.
What a good bit by Ariel.
Insane.
Though. Honestly. I
also,
like that.
But here's the thing. Who is that is the best answer I could have had. It would have been worse if I was like, oh, like, I don't know Gabby's body. Like, that's a crazy.
Oh, you're trying to trick me?
Yeah.
I know that's Gabby.
Yeah. Oh, why are you showing me a photo of Gabby? Like, without her showing.
That's funny.
And so, anyways, she shows me that. Crazy. Now, I tell that story on the podcast, and his podcast gets a good chunk of viewers. The clip, he posts a clip. It's like a bunch of the comments. Very funny. Everybody has a good laugh about it in the comments. It's all the comments. Very nice. Whatever. So then, we're recording a podcast 2 days ago, and we're trying to fill dead air. And Dillon, because Dillon's like reading an email, and he's got to go through, like, he gets an email sent in, and he's trying to sort through what the good ones are. And then he is reading one. He goes, you guys, I need to make sure this isn't like fucked up and sad, because sometimes people will write horrible things. We can't read it. And so he's like, just, can you guys like fill the air? Like, just like talk. And then Gabby is like, yeah, sure. And then
wait,
Ariel goes, yeah, yeah. So Ariel's like, so Ariel and I are trying to like fill this dead air. And then Dillon's like, oh, by the way, Ariel, I love your outfit today. You look so pretty. And I went, yeah, she's all right. She's no Gabby, though. Doing a callback. Clearly a joke. Full bombs. Nobody even laughs. And then Dillon goes, your cousin? And I went, yeah. Yeah, Mike, that was the whole joke.
It's actually worse that he understood and still didn't laugh.
I know. And then I went, that was fucking a good callback.
Your cousin?
That was a good callback.
Listen. Sometimes
I don't like when I bomb and I shouldn't have. That's a
well,
good
that's
joke.
the thing, dude. It's subjective sometimes. Just because
guy can't fuck around about his cousin no more,
bro.
In what world?
I had a revelation doing a joke this weekend. I was like thinking about my set, and I was like, okay, what? I had a revelation of a joke that I thought like this is gonna, I thought people were gonna clap and shit. So now I have the joke about eating pussy on all fours, right?
Yes.
Every time that's gone viral on whatever page, the comment is full of people going, I'm sniper pose, sniper gang. I lay down like a sniper, prone position. It's like every comment, right? Which is why it always goes viral. It's always just a bunch of guys being like, no, I eat pussy so straight that I lay flat on my stomach, whatever. So I do the joke. It goes, however, it doesn't work as well anymore because I just can't bring myself to perform it the way, whatever. So you
used to do the act out where you put the
I used to use the mic stand. I used to get down on all fours and put my ass
and you would like put the mic in your ass and you go
and then I
go, no, that was so funny. Do the bit, do it to the do the thing.
So I do the joke. You ever put it on all fours, whatever. Well, because what I've been doing, I've been asking if there's any dudes in the crowd who say think they're 100% straight. You'd be shocked how few people clap. But then I use that joke to push back. I go, if you think that, you've never been in the middle eating pussy and realize you're on all fours with your ass in the air. It goes, whatever. And then I do I do the tags after. And then I was like, and also, so like, I get this all the time. Like, people after a show will be like, nah, dude, I eat pussy like a sniper. I was just like fucking flat. I do the whole thing, which is like not bombing, but it's whatever. It's tags. It's just kind of like,
yeah, it's tagged up. Yeah.
And then I go, it's so funny when people will come up after a show and say that, and they're like, no, I eat pussy like a sniper. And I'm like, oh, so that means you're laying flat on your stomach, which means that you aren't hard, because if you were hard, laying flat, like it would hurt your dick, which means eating pussy doesn't make you hard, which means you are fucking gay.
Yeah, yeah.
And dude, the first time I said it, it bombed so fucking hard. And I was like, I thought this was like a very clever, like I like the way you bring. Like I just thought, oh,
You
this
brought
is
everything
it's
together.
so full circle,
Yeah.
to bring it here, and it just got like a. What's next? Like I was just like I the first show I did it on, I was like prepared to be like.
Follow me on
Thanks,
social
everybody.
media.
I know you've probably seen that joke before. I'm glad that I could really, like I thought I was gonna be signing fucking autographs and shit after, and it just bombed.
That's
and I was
so funny. I
bummed
don't get how
about
that
it.
wouldn't work.
And then I will say, that was the Thursday show. I did it on the other shows, and it didn't not work, but it just didn't.
You want it to be the thing.
And I was just like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all don't get it. Wait till I'm back in front of my crowd, and they're all gay.
I have a thing. I've realized this issue about myself now at this point, which is the way I write is so insane because it's like I'll figure out a premise that works and then I just never have anywhere to go with it. So then it just becomes a 2-minute thing that has no final punch. And then I find another 2-minute thing that has no final punch. And then I try to mold those two things together. And then
Still no punches.
Still
in
no
sight.
punches. But what ends up happening is it's at least like and it's like building to something, but then it doesn't go to anything.
And then at the
so
end,
then
you
I
guys just go, you know
I
what
go,
I'm talking about?
Yeah, I literally built up,
You guys
dude.
ever do that?
Holy fuck. I told you this. I mean, it rattled me. So I already talked to you about this on Saturday, though. Saturday, I was at East Austin and I was doing like, the crowd. I mean, I watched Spencer Cavins have like the best set I've seen anybody have in like a year and a half. Like he's just like in it, the pocket, just going crazy. And then I go, guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
And then I get up there and I start I'm doing well for like, I'm doing pretty good for the first like half of my set, 7 minutes of my set. I'm doing like 10 minutes. And then I go, all right, that was that chunk. Time to sneak in the new stuff.
Yeah.
And I do a joke that's like not fully flushed out. And it doesn't bomb fully, but it does like a half, like kind of like what you're expecting it to be a bigger thing than it is. And at the end I go, and what about that? And I think I pull everything together. I don't. And then I go, all right. Well, my girlfriend and I are in the middle of a pregnancy scare, which is my crutch joke of like, I'm bombing and I don't know what else to say. And it's a tick where I go, here's this joke
It
that
almost
doesn't
becomes
work.
like Tourette's.
It is Tourette's because I go, I know I don't like this joke. I've told myself 1,000 times, stop saying the girlfriend's not pregnant because I can smell her farts and they're bad. It's like not even that funny.
Such a funny, like
It's like, it's not funny. And I know it's not funny. And then I go, don't say it. And then I'm already bombing and I panic. And then now I'm just talking about, I talked about a disabled girl at the Ren Fair being put in a wheelbarrow for 2 minutes. And then I try to get out of it by talking about my girlfriend maybe being pregnant, but I'm not worried about it because she has bad farts for the last 2 minutes. And I went, thank you guys so much. It's like, what are we talking about? I go, why are my sets going bad? And it's like, because you're a fucking idiot who doesn't work at it.
you know
I don't
what?
put thought into the jokes or anything, and it drives me crazy because I go,
Trust me, listen, we could have a whole nother podcast about what the sentence you just said. I totally feel that. What I do miss that you used to do, your old tick, your old Tourette's used to be, it was two things. So he would do a joke, a new joke or whatever, it would bomb me, and let's just say it was the fart joke. He'd be like, you know what I'm talking about? You know when your girlfriend's farts are so bad that she can't get pregnant? Yeah, okay. and then you go, you guys ever notice that food stamps taste just like regular stamps? That would bomb. You know what's really funny? When I first met you, that joke worked, and pretty inexplicably at some point it just never worked again. And it's because of where you used it. Like you would do it, you would bomb with something, and then you'd go, you guys ever notice that food stamps just taste like regular stamps? Or... Anyways, I'm going to go fuck my butt. All right, good night. That's what he does.
yeah.
The amount of times I've watched his set end with those exact words, is, I mean, at like, like Brews Room, like a wing
weird,
place.
Yeah, weird spot.
So awesome, dude.
Or the other thing I used to do, which people told me to stop doing, was I would bomb and I'd go, what if I just pull a gun out right now?
Dude, one of my favorite jokes that you've ever done is you would talk about mass shootings. I might have talked about this before, but you would talk about mass shootings and you would go, you hear about these mass shootings like a supermarket and it's like a guy with a gun killed 4 people. And you're like, I would kill way more people. I feel like that's not a lot of people. Like, I would be putting up Kobe numbers, dude. Like, imagine the crowd would be, it was right in front of him, and he'd go, like, if I had to go like bang, 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 look, that's 8 people. Like, he would act like he's like shooting the crowd. And then
I'm not even warmed up yet either.
And then he'd be like, I don't know why that joke's not working.
We have to stop calling them mass shootings.
Yeah, it's not mass shooting. It's like a couple people.
Yeah, it's like
I could commit a mass shooting. Like, if I had a gun right here, I would kill all of you. You would all be dead. Your families would be wondering what happened. And then he'd be like, I don't get why that joke doesn't really work.
There was more. I'd like to defend myself.
Maybe there's more
There
to
was
it.
a little bit more nuance because I also said, I go, how do they only kill 4 people? What do they not get behind self-checkout?
Nice.
The line at self-checkout. And then I would go bang, 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 bang.
Bang, 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 bang. You're all dead.
I would go like this. I would put the mic in the mic stand too. And then I would go bang, 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 bang. I would double.
See, that's funny to me.
Bang, 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 bang. That's funny. But the audience is like, nobody ever laughed.
Well, there's a level where there's like
famous.
a level of like
Or funny.
There's a chunk. There's nobody thinks it's funny. Crowd thinks it's funny. Everybody thinks it's funny. Only comics think it's funny.
Yeah.
If you're in that top where only comics think it's funny, it is funny. It will never work on stage. Dude, I promise.
That was like oh man, I might have already told you about this, but we were watching TV and there was a commercial for Manjaro, which is a diabetes medicine.
I saw this commercial not that long ago, and I immediately thought about it.
Because, dude, it was so fucking funny. I convinced our buddy Spencer, to do this joke. We were watching a TV and it was a diabetes commercial for Manjaro, this medicine that's for diabetes that you have to shoot up. It's like it's like insulin that you shoot up. And then Spencer goes, yeah, I'm not going to shoot up something called Manjaro, which is such a funny, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get prescribed Manjaro, which is such a funny, to me, that's like so funny. Cause it's like, yeah, what a crazy thing to be like, yeah, did you shoot up your Manjaro today? It's like, it's just a funny. And so I convinced him to do it on stage. Cut to full East Austin. I mean, there's like 80 people wall to wall. He's crushing. And then he goes, did you guys know there's a medicine called Manjaro? And it just bombs. And it's like, I was like, that's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault.
I think we should start doing that. I think we should start, like, if anybody has a riff ever off stage, we should start trying our best to convince them that it would do really well on stage.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes a lot of the joke I was just talking about, the eating pussy on all fours joke, I said that out at dinner with, I remember I was sitting next to Bianca and Spencer. With your mom. Your mom. And she was like, yeah, I remember that. I loved the view. Because I was eating your mom's box. And she was going, I like that. When you're on all fours with your ass in the air. And I went, hold on a second. I got to write that down.
You went, and you shoved and then you got her, and then she released her bite.
And that's how you end a podcast right there.
Also, by the way, I just want to get this, I want to make this 100% clear. I don't know.
Did you start this and there's nothing to say?
Yeah, kind of.
That's so crazy.
I just remembered in the middle of that we have a sponsor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but we're not going to do the ad read now, right? We should just end the podcast and we'll insert
No,
the
and then
ad.
I'll insert. Don't tell me what I will and what won't insert.
You're the one who's trying to insert.
I'll insert
in more places than you should, I think. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Oh, comment.
Comment only nice things. Actually, you can comment mean things. Comment whatever you want.
And by the way, that one guy said I shouldn't wear white again. Suck my fucking dick.
And whatever that other guy's name was that commented mean stuff earlier, you can go fuck yourself.